Good morning. Yes, this is my crazy morning hair now. I love it so much. It is everything I needed and more. Um, However, but to also all the things. Last night I had this was my in between waking and sleep phase. So, not quite last night, but early this morning before waking up. I had this really dream slash visual experience. It wasn't quite, I don't even really want to use dream because it didn't necessarily feel like a subconscious visionary experience. It was more of a expression from maybe a curiosity that I was having in the moment, and it being of, in particular, a black hole. And I had this vision experience of almost the relativity of saying, if today was your last day and you knew that it was going to end, or maybe the whole world was going to end, how would you spend it? How would you spend that day? What would you do, if at all, differently? And where would you be? Who would you spend it with? What would you be doing? And I think what really triggered this curiosity was this older woman who had come into my work yesterday. And right off the bat, I knew that this was a unique and challenging connection. And one that I actually didn't have to necessarily personally experience for too long, because my coworker ended up taking over the connection because I was busy doing something else. But I kind of prepped her for what may be a challenge to maneuver this situation. And sure enough, every single thing this woman did, said, was in a state of complete removal of not even hyper, scratch that, complete removal of awareness in a way that was so chaotic and dislocated. Its energy was just sporadic and everywhere, while also maintaining a confined container. And what I mean by that is I related this experience yesterday to coming into the awareness of this black hole situation, trying to make this story shorter than longer without going and delving into too much detail and expressing all this. Well, anyway, is I started to think about how much she was trying to control and how little she really how little she could grasp that things, she just couldn't accept things that just were. And that lack of acceptance and that lack of awareness that was hidden behind this really controlling, gotta have everything critiqued type of way and experience that she was emanating is really toxic to the body. And this toxicity, what we then found out later, was a cause of a cancerous disease in the body that apparently she is now healing from or has healed from, and all of the things. And it, to me, I can't help but wonder, maybe, of course, how this is all connected, but I can't help but wonder what other disease within the body she may be experiencing still. And is it just mental, or is it just spiritual, or is it all of the things? And how interesting the dynamic of maybe what a maybe chemical misalignment within the body that creates this disease has left her with in the aftermath. Or did this stemming thing create this disease within the body that ultimately ended up being cancer or these things? And I hope that that all makes sense, because I know I'm all over the place just as I'm trying to describe this as gently and observed type of way. So bringing this all back to this black hole thought that I had early this morning, I think in times like yesterday, I didn't quite get myself riled up with the situation that maybe my past self would have, where not even I'm trying to understand the person, but just observing this experience and seeing, like, trying to understand the compassion that I could be in rather than trying to judge the situation. So the black hole being so massive that if you zoom out in this way of, all right, if you're just one human, this big black hole doesn't make you feel so small anymore, because everything is going to be consumed by that black hole. Not just you, but literally everything in the galaxy, the universe, the foreseeable future, past and present, is going to be sucked up into this black hole. So, can you, as a singular unit of the whole, recognize where you are in its cog and its gears and all of the things that inevitably creates what is this essence and this experience that we can even be here standing today, looking at, talking to, sharing with others as this reflection, as this mirror, as this experience? Is it so important to control things that to try and control things, because ultimately you're not going to be able to control the things that are out of your control, is where I'm going with that. But is it so important to try and control that thing? Or can you just accept what is? So if you know that every single thing in the universe, galaxy, is going to be sucked up into this black hole, you have no control. There's no way that you would be able to stop the inevitable. So, this perplexity, if you're still following, if you're still present, for all of these words to come together to this one singular moment, can you just accept what is in the world and honor your body, your vessel, this temple that is living this experience to meet each moment where it's at without having to control it, without needing so desperately to impart such a willed, or perceptive willed influence on the world? Or can you allow the awareness of the experience to be the thing that brings you peace, so that you are honoring the moment, which inevitably honors yourself, honors your body, honors your mind, honors this physical form, to be at peace and harmony with the flow that is happening with this universal experiment. So that is maybe the thing that I would like to ask all of you / bring into the awareness of with all of us here in this moment, because to me this is still unraveling and processing all of these thoughts in the here and now, as well as from this morning and moving onward, and since from yesterday. And check in with yourself. I think most importantly, maybe moving into this very promising transitional awareness of our innate abundant year that is 2024, to be in this reflection and hold the seat of self-awareness, and have maybe a little less constraint, restriction on the things that we just simply can't control. And maybe what can bring you peace in this time is just to know that you don't have to control it, and let that be the thing that releases that weight off of your shoulders. So anyway, that's what I wanted to say, and thank you for listening if you have made it this far through my tangent. And anyway, I'll talk to you guys really soon.